Check this out, guys. This is what I've been fucking talking about on my Patreon. This makes me so happy because this shows more people are awake. Check that shit out. Lower East Side, Manhattan. You see what happens when I leave home in Queens and go on little adventures? I find something to show you guys. Hey guys, it's Naomi with Naomi's Tarot. Coming to you from Soho, NoHo, whatever the fuck, Broadway Lafayette area in Manhattan. And having a coffee break, waiting for calls on my call line that I work on so I can get out of the house, apartment, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to talk to you about Harry and Meghan and George Clooney and all of them and what I call the disease of woke and the difference between awake and woke and what that means. So, I'm not sure if you guys ever paid attention, but woke is an obnoxious term that people like to use to virtue signal. They claim that they're woke when they're really asleep. They don't know shit. They claim that they know things, they know what's really going on, and they don't. They just live on the surface. Surface level people who say things because they think it sounds good. That's what a woke person is. Awake means you really know what's going on. In other words, you know that we were vastly lied to. You know that things were vastly exaggerated. You know that different treatments were quieted and worked for the thing that was going around for 2 years that everybody's been terrified of. The thing that I can't name because I'll get in trouble from YouTube again. Because I'm naughty like that. I always get in trouble on YouTube for saying shit I'm not supposed to. So anyways, an awake person knows about the real shit that's going on. A woke person thinks they're awake, but they're not. They're asleep. So I feel like Harry and Meghan are going to be used as pawns in the disease of woke. They're going to be used as pawns in this to further the agenda of that. And essentially, oh, look at us, we're virtue signaling, everything is all cool. We really are PC, but we live in our gated community and we don't do shit to help anybody. This is exactly what type of person that they are, what type of people that they are. Woke. Virtue signaling, PC, I think that you should do something, but I'm not going to go do it type of person. So they will be used to further an agenda to essentially get more people on their side to say, you know, like everything is cool, everything is good. Why don't you, agree with these new laws that are being made? They're going to start, I see them also starting to work with the president and the vice president more in the future for their supposed foundations that help everybody. Meanwhile, they support foundations that loot, riot, and burn, yet they live in gated communities, right? That's the type of thing they're going to be supporting, you know what I mean? Burn, loot, murder. What does that stand for? So that's what they're going to be basically used as a chess piece. And like their friend George Clooney, who rides around on private jets and sits around talking about, oh, we need to be, careful with the environment, but they jump on a private plane. That kind of hypocrite is the disease of woke. So, how do we eradicate this counteract it? Not eradicate, because I'm all for free speech, but how do we counteract it? We counteract it by speaking out more. We counteract it by seeing through their bullshit and not supporting them. That's how we counteract it. And the main thing is to be able to call it out for what it is. To see how people are being used to mislead you. So just, all I would say is, while they are also being used for the disease of woke, they also are being used to distract you. Because remember what was going on. We had that worldwide protest against the thing that starts with a C and ends with a D that has been going around for 2 years. We had the worldwide protest against that during their Oprah interview. So remember, they are being used as a distraction. And how will they be used for the disease of woke? Well, they're going to be used to virtue signal with the president and vice president to talk more about how we should all do something, do what they say, not what they do. Basically, we don't live in gated communities like they do, but we have to just be open to everything because they tell us to be. That's how they're going to be used. That's how Harry and Meghan, George Clooney and the likes are going to be used. So just keep your eyes open for that, because I see more of that coming, and I see a correlation with the vice president, president, or something having to do with policy in this country. And somebody who's not even freaking from here, who marries somebody from here thinking he could talk about it more. That's what I see of more in the future. And yes, I realize that I'm residing right now again in a very woke city, full of woke people everywhere, unfortunately, not the awake. But you know what? Mass in Connecticut's full of them too. So what the hell is the difference if I stay here for another 10 years after I've been here 10 years or go back there? It doesn't make a difference because it's full of them everywhere. You're going to be running into the woke wherever you go at this point when you're up in this part of the country. So it is what it is. But, you know, we saw hope. We saw some light seeing that davidike.com message on the graffiti on the wall, that there are more people waking up, including in New York. Just maybe we're in the high minority. It's like 45, 55, but we're still there. We're still speaking out. So figure out how you can think for yourself, read between the lines, how they're being used to distract you, and they're going to be used for more to come in the future. Because they're trying to promote this couple as like this young, even though they're around my age, so they're youngish. I wouldn't say I'm old, but I wouldn't say I'm really young. You know, this young, effervescent couple that's like really, you know, we were in the royal family, but we left, you know, we're like, you know, we resisted against it, trying to make them look like this cool, you know, couple that we're supposed to look up to or whatever. That's how they're going to market them in this country, and they're being used for part of the agenda, right? Just like Charles is going to be used for part of the agenda over in the UK, Harry and Meghan are used for part of the agenda over in the United States. And all of it is to basically brainwash us into going into what? The GREATRESET. So, I think it was for a reason. And actually, I think that to the agenda, they're going to be more useful in this country than they would have in the United Kingdom. And they actually, even though the family was upset with the way they left, they figured out a way to use them over here, because remember, the agenda is global. It's not country by country. It's global. And part of that involves corralling people into certain areas, taking away property rights, and telling people, you have to live where we want you to. You have to accept this number of, you know, people who are not paying tax dollars, et cetera, to your country, but you have to pay for them because we said so, because that's PC. That's the disease of woke. And that's what you're going to see Harry and Meghan virtue signaling, just like Charles will in the UK. So thank you so much for watching. And those are my predictions, my intuitions, coming to you from Woke Central, New York City. But there are still some of us who are truly awake and not woke, if you know what I'm saying. If you want to hear more about that, go to patreon.com/Naomi Tarot. Bye guys. Love you.